Roll. Good morning, everyone. This is Lou Martin, and I'm delighted to be here with my friend and fellow channel Mark Irwin. Hi, Mark.
Good morning, Lou. Hello. Very nice to be here. Thank you very much for organizing this interview, and it's a pleasure really to be here.
Great.
Great to talk to you again. We haven't talked in, I think, maybe 4 years.
Yes, I was thinking that too. Yeah. So a lot has changed for you, Mark, and we're here because you've got a great new program which we want to tell people about, and you've really had a shift in the last couple months of bringing your channeling out into the world in a new way. So would you like to talk about channeling and how you've gotten into all this and where it's at?
Yeah, like I think like many things, it's a long process to get here, but it really started for me back in 2011 when I first started down the energy healing road, and I did a diploma course in Dublin with the Bioenergy School of Ireland, and 9 months later I was registered or qualified as a bioenergy healer.
Great.
And that really kind of opened up the whole healing road, the whole I suppose energy road to me, and it was an interesting time in my life. And very soon afterwards, then I kind of segued a little bit into reconnective healing.
Okay.
And started focusing more on the energy side of, or how would you say, when you move away from technique and you move more into kind of a flow state while you're healing.
Right.
That was a very different experience to be doing that.
Right. Mark, is that Eric Pearl? Is that his book?
Yes. That
Okay.
was that was back in 2012 then when I got into that.
Okay.
But yeah, there were two very interesting times in my life, 2011, 2012. And yeah, that was, I think that was, when I look back on it, I had moved from Ireland in 2009 to live in Germany, and it was around that time as well that I met my wife, and we were living in a small little apartment, tiny little apartment to be honest.
Right.
A little one-room apartment in Freiburg in Germany.
Right.
And it was just trying to get that, trying to move from where we were, like more energetically, kind of saying, okay, come on, we need to get things moving, and then getting the practice, practicing energy healing, because she also did the bioenergy healing course, and then saying, okay, we're going to start an energy healing center here in Freiburg in Germany. So we opened one up, and it was quite a good thing to do in that area because there was a lot of people open to it. So we just had a little practice there, and we used to see people and just do bioenergy healings with them and so on, and it was very interesting.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that was a very interesting time. And then 2013, my son was born, and I decided I was going to be a stay-at-home father, so I decided to move away from the energy healing for a little while. And then, yeah, it was a wonderful time as well, just to be home with the newborn.
Right, right. So let me just jump in. That's brilliant. So I mean, a lot of people. This is great. This has been my observation that a lot of people start with physical work, like a massage or reflexology, and then they move into the energy work, like Reiki or the bioenergy, etc.
Yeah.
Reconnection, and I'm a little bit familiar with the reconnection, but I know it's much more into the mystical. And then you've transitioned. When did you transition from the energy into the channeling?
Yeah, that happened then. Strangely enough, that happened in 2015 when it was more of a progress from 2013 moving into 2015. But what happened was I was finding myself as I was doing distance healings for people that I'd go into automatic mode where I would go from saying I'm trying to tune in to the person to
right.
literally just almost disappearing from the state.
Right.
I would consciously come back. Sometimes I'd be like, whoa, what's going on here? Because my hands would be moving around in all kinds of circles, and I'd feel this pulsing energy, and then people would say to me afterwards, that was amazing. Like, really? What happened?
Yeah. Well, you got out of the way, didn't you? That's the key.
That was it. That's the steps. I think that took me more towards channeling was getting out of the way.
Yeah.
And then in 2015, then I was becoming more and more interested in the idea of past lives.
Yes.
And connecting more with my guides, because I really wanted to understand what was happening while I was tuning out, when I was getting into this flow state. And then I there was this a therapist in Freiburg while we were still living there, Jana Grossman, and she was doing life between lives regressions. And I started reading up on it and becoming really, really interested. And I met the woman, fantastic healer altogether.
Yeah.
She, a couple of months later, in 2015, then I went for a life between lives regression, and that took me into this space. Before, it went right back. It went. I thought, past lives. Okay, grand. Let's see what that seemed like fun. But it went through into a past life, and then it went forward into the space between dying in that past life and then being reborn in this previous incarnation. And that was fascinating. And I think we must have spent about 2 hours there exploring that space,
right,
and exploring different aspects of I would suppose active resistances and active energetic blockages that I have in this particular incarnation.
Sure.
I'm working to try and free up, and karma and everything that I'm working to free up.
Sure. Yeah. No, I understand. That's brilliant. So, you had one of these experiences where you really got to see yourself as a spiritual being.
Absolutely.
And being a part of all these human experiences. Absolutely. And it gave you a completely different context.
It's unforgettable. To see yourself as light, and to see your soul family as in their soul, in that state, in that pure light state, and to meet your guide, and then to be, I think the most profound experience of that was actually when I connected with my guide brought me to this council, it was just almost like I think it was almost like an elders council. Sure. And it just showed me how our perception of reality can be so warped, because in that moment I saw this very dominating energy force in front of me. This almost like, if you can imagine, like being in a courtroom, but it was this dominating energy above me that was judging me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh God, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And then my guide took me and he said, look at this through my eyes. And then in that moment, as I was viewing this scene through his eyes, the whole scene was flat, and those energy beings around me were radiating love and compassion, and they just said, you see it the way you choose to.
Right.
That's not always the way it is.
Right.
Your perception is warped.
Right.
And then they taught me so much in this wonderful meeting that we had, and that was the first time that I actually channeled, where the therapist was asking questions, and instead of me answering the questions of what I was seeing in that experience, what was happening was I suddenly felt this force coming through me, and this voice came out of me. Wow. And started talking directly to the therapist.
Yes.
And that was amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
See, this is Mark. This is why I love getting to do this work. It's just full of grace and opportunities to really, see life completely differently, as you've just expressed so beautifully, and to hear, other people's life-changing experiences. It's so humbling and so healing. It's you're really giving us a great gift by sharing your story in that powerful way. So thank you for that. Yeah.
No, thank you. It's one of the most passionate things in my life is actually telling that story. Because I get to re-experience it again,
Right.
It's something that has to be shared.
Yes.
That wonderful feeling and that wonderful experience.
Yes, that's gorgeous. So that was the beginning of your channeling, as you said, and have you continued since then? Is that how it worked?
What actually happened was, I didn't think that was channeling. I didn't have a clue what channeling was. I came back and I spent the next 3 or 4 days just meditating, just trying to ground that energy, because when your brow and your crown chakra are wide open, sure, it's very difficult to kind of ground everything and to feel like you're part of this physical world again. Sure. So I spent a lot of time meditating after I came back, and the first time I actually channeled in for somebody else was about 3 days later, when I was with my wife, and she must have been going through some sort of an emotional turmoil or something at that time. I can't remember exactly what, but as I was sitting down meditating, this voice came through me and just said, do you have a question?
Wow.
yeah, and I was quite deep in meditation, and I just thought, go with it,
Yeah.
just go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, and then and she came over then, and she I was quite phased out, but she told me later that she had sat down in front of me and she had this conversation with this consciousness that wasn't
Yeah.
mine, that
Yeah.
was very different in its opinions and very different in its communication.
Yeah.
And later, she asked at the time, she said, "Who am I talking to?" And the consciousness said, "You can call us one."
Right.
So that came through and then since then that was 3 years ago.
Right.
So since then now we've been doing channelings. One like myself and my wife now we've been doing channelings since then, pretty much at least once a week.
Right.
And
Right. So you have thank you so much. So you have a lot of information. You've recorded all that, and you're
yeah,
in the process of transcribing that or making it available.
yeah, I think we have about 60 hours of audios at the moment. Yeah, enough for a few volumes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and what's beautiful about it is that it's all personal. So a lot of it is very private because it's my wife talking about her own development and so on,
Sure.
her own
Sure.
day-to-day issues. But that's what this is about. It's not the questions how do I become enlightened. It's about like how do I deal with this problem that I'm facing now. And I
Sure.
think
Yes.
everyone can relate to that. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not the big steps. It's just now. This is annoying me. This is in my way. How do I get through it? I want
Yes.
to be over there and I can't get there.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. No, absolutely, Mark. I mean, this is the great gift about opening to channel, my friend, and
Yeah.
you're very blessed to have such a courageous partner. Please
Yeah,
give her
I
my
was
love.
there too. She wasn't. If I told her about channeling, she wouldn't have been open to it. But in that
Right.
moment,
Right. Well, see, I mean, you and I know, brother, everyone is, they don't know what it is. And when people experience what it is, that it's comfortable, it's intimate, it's respectful, it's inspiring, it's funny, it's insightful, it has the bigger picture,
mhm.
they're like, oh, that's very good for me. And it's like, yes, it is, you know. And then, as you said, when we get to channel for people, that grace and that light and love comes through us, and we get lifted up every time.
Yeah, it is, and I think also for the people who like we run group channeling sessions here now, or group channeling events, I suppose.
Are you still in
And
Freiburg? Where are you at?
no, no, we moved in 2015 to a different city. It's very close to Dusseldorf in Germany.
What's it
So
called so people know to find you?
Kempen, Kempen.
Thank you. See?
A small little historic city just outside.
Okay, very good.
But I think what's the most interesting, the feedback I'm getting from people as we're channeling is that it's just how helpful, as you said exactly, it's just how helpful it is that they can have the experience where they're trying to understand how to move forward in life and they're hitting the same wall over and over again, and they can talk to their friends about it, and the friends will just say, it's okay, you'll get through it. But then they go for a channeling session and they talk to someone like myself or yourself, and something about that experience says, no, I need to listen. I really need to listen here now, because the information is so true and so pure. And you know yourself, when you're channeling, it's the compassion flowing through is just
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I'm sitting there after I channel. I'm sit there. I purposely stay in that channeling state,
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm just saying, okay, don't get up, don't open your eyes,
Right,
don't
right,
lose the connection, don't lose the
right,
connection. You
right.
know?
Yeah, no, I'm high for hours after I,
Yeah,
it's just like
skipping
everything's
around the
great.
room.
Yeah, exactly. Life is wonderful. Well, and I loved, the message that you got there in your first experience, which is your guide saying basically, everything is perspective, and if you change how you look at something, what you're dealing with must change, and that's taking our power back in that power.
Yeah, it is.
Brilliant, brilliant, wonderful. Well, Mark, let's talk a little bit about your program. I know you and I are going to do this again. There's no doubt about it, and we'll get you on, and we'll do a good long channeling session here at some point soon.
That
But
would be
can
wonderful.
you
Yeah.
can you tell people what you're working on now in terms of your program?
Yeah, and as I said, 2015 to 2018, it was a very slow period because I really was very reluctant to bring this information out. You know the stigma of channeling and
Sure,
the weirdness of it and so
sure.
on. And I realized about 2 months ago, or about 3 months ago now, that I can't hold this. I can't hold this back. The information wants to flow, and I'm blocking this. So I realized it has to come out, and
Right.
we got I think it was my wife as well, who's because she was such a force in pulling the information through, like where she has the questions, and that pulls through the energy that has
Sure,
the answer,
sure.
and it's a balanced state, and realizing that everyone has questions, and
Yeah.
this can benefit everybody the same way you touch people, the same way even just reading a positive book touches someone. But
Yep.
how do you get someone to really change? You
Right.
know,
Right.
and then so we put together this course it was a channeled course where it's called One. Obviously, one is the information that's being, or the energy that's being channeled. But we put the course together and we call it Walk Your Own Path, which is change your life in 7 days. And we put together 7 audios,
Great.
which someone would work through day by day. And for example, the idea is to find your purposeful path, or a path in life, or at least your mindset in life that says I'm doing the right thing, and I'm working towards what I believe to be the higher good in my own life. So
Yes.
living life in a more purposeful. And
Right.
it works then from day one, where you just use your imagination to stop judging, and use your imagination and stop judging yourself, because realizing judgment, like what happened yesterday, it doesn't matter. Just leave it in the past, start again today, and move on. And then open up, like use your imagination to start visualizing the future you want. And it doesn't cost anything to just use your imagination and let that energy, that limitless space, just carry you for a little while and
Yeah.
move forward.
Yeah.
And I'm working through that then. And also about how you focus on the course. That was another in day two. We were looking at how to focus,
Right.
because if you're focused on something, obviously you're moving through it faster. You're
Yeah.
not so spread out across so many
Yeah.
different ideas.
Yeah.
You're focused. You're moving forward, and
Right.
then enjoy the process.
Right.
So looking at that, and then also, I think one of the practical thing that I like about channeling one is that they don't just it's not all airy fairy, we've heard it 1,000 times, new age metaphysical kind of blah blah. It's this is the information. What are you going to do with it? And they almost come up. They almost want you to say, okay, I'll do something,
Oh
and
yeah.
this is what I'm going to do.
Oh
So
yeah.
how about taking action?
Sure. Well, you're very practical, my friend, and your guides are
Absolutely.
very practical, and that's so important. People say, I want the practical answer," and so you've given people here. Is it like an hour a day? Is that the focus, the idea?
No, the whole course is about 74 minutes long. So it's broken down into small little audios
Very
that
good.
someone can listen to. Like on day 5, then is the longest day, where there's a guided meditation to help you overcome resistance.
Okay.
Because obviously this is a big thing. I faced this as well, even just a few weeks ago. Again, putting this information out there, I was up against every form of my own
Right.
creative resistance.
Right.
Not, who am I to put this out there? My voice isn't good enough. My face isn't pretty enough. My you
Right.
know
Right.
my
Right.
experience isn't enough. Blah blah blah. How
Yeah.
many years, how many lifetimes of experience do you have to say, no, now I'm ready to put this information forward.
Right. You've managed what my guides say to me, my friend, which is to build a bridge to get over yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that,
Yeah.
Lou. I love it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write that down.
Thank you. Thank you. But you see, it's great, brother, because, as you say, we teach what we need to learn. And, your experience and your training and your life, that's all we have to share with people. Those three things: our experience, our training, and our life. And,
Yeah.
and so, my job description for people like us is to be God's holy fool, and just
Mhm.
to be willing to do whatever is asked of us in a place of faith and trust. So, here's to you, because that's why I so want to support what you're doing. You're bringing this out into the world, helping people to have this clarity and empowerment and inspiration, and it's what the world really needs.
Mm. Thank you, Lou. Thank you so much for that. I remember when I first came out with this, I put a video up on Facebook, and it was the first time going live on Facebook, and the first time like saying, "Oh, I'm a channel. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a channel." You know, that's what I felt like, and I thought, "Come on, man up." You know?
Right.
And then I thought, you know, the rain of negative comments would come pouring down, the negativity, be disowned by the family. You know, the dramas that go on in the mind.
Sure.
I don't know how. Maybe 10 people of my Facebook friends saw it. You know, and all the comments that came up were just, "Yeah, well done."
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's brilliant. So where can people find your program and get in touch with you and begin to work with you?
All right. Okay. Yeah. There are 2 more days. Just that day 6 is focusing on the support of the universe, because we're all supported. We're all unconditionally supported through love and through inspiration that comes to us so often. So focusing on that, it's the audio for day 6, and then moving into day 7 is just wrapping up the course and giving people that mindset that says keep moving forward.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got lost in your description earlier. I'm glad you got through that. So, Mark, is the idea to do it one-off or to work with it weekly as you move through these changes?
You can move through it. You can repeat it over and over again. That's no problem.
Yes.
I think definitely moving through it sequentially, starting on one day and then keeping the momentum moving for 7 days.
Right.
Will be a very powerful. A very powerful factor. So, the idea with the course really was to take someone from not having really much purpose in life and kind of feeling lost, to then at the end of the 7 days feeling focused, feeling inspired, feeling like they're moving at least even a few steps in the direction that they really want to go in, and then building that momentum and keeping them moving. So,
So sorry. So it's the audio course. No, you're doing fine. We're getting there. It's the audio course, and then there's a text outline that comes along with that. There's
the text outline. There's the audio course, and there's a video introduction where one goes through the course and introduces the course and introduces themselves and so on. And it's all practically based, which was. It was all channeled in one day. It just flowed straight through me. It was wonderful.
Brilliant.
So, actually, what I'm actually going to do, because I'm really so appreciative for you to take the time to come out here and to I know you're a busy man and everything. So, and for your audience, what I offer is I'm going to give a €10 discount off the course. So, if I could, what I'll do is my website is reconnectwithyourself.org.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Right? Reconnectwithyourself.org. I like that.
Yeah. And if you go to reconnectwithyourself.org /Lou Martin.
Okay.
And there's actually there's another supplementary course I'd like to offer free of charge. And it's basically a 3-day it's a 3-day course, also based on the idea of finding your life path. It's just 3 short videos with one channeling, talking about the idea of finding your life path and what actually is a life path and so on. So if you go to reconnectwithyourself.org /Lou Martin, that must be you, Lou, then you get the €10 discount off the course, but you'll also get the free 3-part video series that comes with that.
Wonderful. Mark, thank you so much. I think we did it, yeah?
It's an ongoing process, Lou.
It is, my friend. It's a never-ending journey, and we're lucky to be on it together, aren't we?
You're an inspiration, Lou. You really are. I think it was.
Thank you.
2012. I think I had a channeling session with you.
Yeah.
And you kept going, and I was like, Lou, I'm wasting your time. I'm like, no, we're going to go. We're going to get through this. I was like, Lou, for God's sake, we've been on 90 minutes. I was like, no, we're moving on. You know, you wouldn't let me go. I remember that.
Well, good. I'm glad I'm stubborn and you're smart. How about that? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, my friend, let's leave it there for right now. I know we're going to reconnect again, and we're going to do some more great work together. So I look forward to it. Good luck with everything, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Lou, and I want to say to everyone out there to just focus on your life. You know, make your life the life that you want. Because when you get into that state, when you're flowing with your life and your purpose, magic happens.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yeah. Magic happens. That's right. That's right. Our passion is our purpose. That's what my guides say.
Oh, I like that too. I'm gonna write that down as well.
Do. All right, brother. And do you have my ebook? I'm gonna send you my ebook. Yeah.
I don't think so, Lou. I would love to see that.
All right. Brilliant. All right. And I'll post this, and we'll continue the journey. Okay.
Okay, Lou. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Mark. Peace and blessings, brother.
All the best. Yeah.
You too. Cheers.